Hello and welcome to Forging the Characters. I'm Shaun, your Forgemaster, and today I'll be showcasing what Hero Forge can do when it comes to making character minis, walking you through ways to use advanced techniques and other tricks and tips in the character builder. Today I'm working on the minis for our exciting new ongoing campaign, Fracture, which will be DM'd by Chris. It will launch on the 3rd of January 2023 at 6 PM at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. The players have all provided me with minis this time round, so I can just jump straight in and find ways to tweak them just enough to really bring out their characters. I'll be walking you through a few tricks that I've learned to make each Hero Forge mini stand out from one another and also sit nicely together as a group. So, without much further ado, let's get forging. First up, and here's where I have to apologise to all of our players. I don't know how you pronounce your characters' names, so I'm going to be getting them horrendously wrong, but I'll give it my best shot. So this is Atelis, Lola's character. I'm not going to give away too much about the character because you'll have to watch the program, I think, to find out. But you can see the mini that Lola has made. So we've got a pretty cool pose. I think it's just kind of having landed from a jump. I think what I'm going to do is just a couple of minor tweaks. I just want to have Itellis sighting down the bow, so kind of landing but also slightly aiming. So I'll try just by moving the arm here, but I might also need to twist the torso. Yeah, just to slightly shift the arm, and then have the other one kind of drawn back as if they've just loosed an arrow. Yeah, let's get on with it. So I'm just going to pause right here. One of the probably most overlooked features is changing the eyes. Just tweaking the eyes to be looking slightly more in the direction just brings a bit more life and vitality to a mini, I find. So I'm just going to be trying to bring those eyes to look a little bit more where that bow is sighting. So the other thing that I wanted to do, so Lola mentioned that the eyes want to be heterochromatic. So I think I'm just going to see whether they did this already and just see whether there's anything I can do to just kind of bring it out a little bit more. So, yeah, I can see that we've only got the one eye colour. So I could obviously just go right into the paint, take the presets, other coloured eye, but I still want them to match as best they can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to call this one Hazel, so we know what it is, and then just use this to just quickly slightly alter the, maybe about there-ish. And now, did Lola mention which eye was which? No. So they said brown and green. I'm going to guess that that's brown and green. There we go. That might be a bit more than we want. Just to keep it slightly more subtle. Like so. And the last thing, I'm just going to slightly tweak those protrusions on the head. Just because from the sounds of it, I'm not sure that they would be quite so uniform. So I'm just going to unlock them. And then just ever so slightly point them in a different direction so that they... Okay. Just aren't quite so uniform. There you go. Quite a short and sweet one, but there you go. Atelis. I think we're good to go. Okay, I'm now looking at Cleo, who is Rebecca's character. So the notes that I've got for Cleo is that Cleo's hair is literal silver with strands of gold. And that Cleo's skin also has kind of a bit of a silvery, goldy sheen to it in places. So that's not what's coming through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up the colour scheme a bit. Try and use some decals on the hair, I think, to bring those gold strands in. And I'm going to use the mixer in order to make the metallic silvers work as a hair tone instead. And then I'm also probably going to have a look at the pose, because without giving too much about the character away, the character uses this hammer with more, shall we say, dexterity. So rather than a kind of strength-based hammer-wielding pose, I want to try and bring in a bit more of that finesse. So yeah, let's get on with it. So, that didn't take me long. I want to use the colours that make up the silver and obviously the bronze as well. But I don't want it to look like metal, I still want it to look like hair. So we can do that by messing around with some of the functions in the settings for the colours. So one thing is hair, so I think we want lots of fuzz. So I'm just going to set it to its max value and I'll tweak later. I probably also want it to be rough. There you go, you're starting to get that now. Yeah, it's starting to look a bit more like platinum blonde rather than metal. The other thing I can do, but I might not need to, is untick the metal box, which makes it look like that. To be honest, that might actually be what Rebecca had done in the first place, just unticked the metal box. So I might leave it on so that it still sort of reads as metal, but also sort of reads as hair. The other thing I can do is you can actually open up the box to just change individual elements. So if I just wanted the mid-tones to not look like metal, but I still wanted the low and the high to read as metal, I could do that. Let's see what it looks like the other way around. So the mid-tones are metal, high and low are not. I'm happy with that. Now, I want to do a similar thing with the skin. Tell you what I might do instead, actually. I've got medium light 6 is the skin tone. I want to try and bring in some tones from the silvery hair, but not all over. I think it's getting there. I think I'm going to try and bring some gold tones into the ears, so I'm going to do a similar thing. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that. Next up, I'm going to just have a go at slightly different pose. So let's go to the community library. You know what? I'm just going to make my own. I think I'm happy with that. With that weapon sticking out that way, we might just have to make sure that Rebecca's on the right-hand side of the screen. Sorry, editors. So now we have another one that I'm not going to be able to pronounce the name of. Islam. This is Tom's character. Islam is a tiefling of some variety, not telling you what. In terms of what I'm going to do to this mini, at the moment we've got a very much kind of obscuring the face kind of look. It's like you can see it there, but very much in shadow. I don't know if that was the purpose, but in terms of the mini design, we want to get the same sort of feel, but without obscuring the face. So I'm going to try putting them slightly lower, like into one of the lower poses, so that I can tilt more, raise the shield to be defending as if from missile fire from above, for example. The other thing that Tom has said about this mini is that the plate armor that they wear is supposed to be ill-fitting. So I'm going to have a go at maybe bringing in a second mini, just to pad that out a bit, maybe make it look a little bit more, well, or less well-fitting. Let's give it a go. So you notice as well I changed the eyes to look a bit more where the attack was coming from. I might do something a bit funky actually. Seeing as we've got this pose and the arms kind of stretched up like that, I'm going to switch out one of the wings. Right. Now I'm going to have a go at the oversized armour. This might not work, but it doesn't hurt to try, does it? So first thing, I'm going to want to change the size, so I'm not necessarily going to want to have legs. So I'm going to use one of the slightly broken naughty glitches. I have a disembodied, beheaded torso that I want to get it into the same pose that Hislop's in, and I want to do it with as little fuss as possible. So I am importing from the main to the extra, and I want to import the pose. You can see that gives us a tiny little scimitar and shield as well. I don't really need the arms so much, it's just the torso I need, but I wanted, obviously, just to get that that pose so that I don't have to fuss around posing myself. Now, if I do species, it overrides the glitch. So for those of you who want to do that, don't do that. You just want that. I think it would probably do the same if I do the outfit. It did not. So that's the thing I don't have to worry about doing. I can see how I go, but I will remove those random disembodied shoes. Maybe I won't. Tom did say in the notes that he wanted them to be wearing shoes, which you obviously can't do with the normal tiefling hooves. I'll leave them on and I'll see what happens. So I'm going to accept, and now I need to reposition them so that they're where I want them. One thing I can see straight off is I'm not going to be able to line up the body and the shoes, so those are coming off. I'm inclined to say that this might not work. I'm just playing around some of the options. The trouble with the armour that had been chosen before is that when I remove the arms, the sleeves kind of hang down to the side. Now, the only way that I'm really going to fix that is if I put the arms back into exactly the place that they need to be. I'm not sure how successful that's going to be. No, I was close to giving up on that, but I'm glad I stuck with it because I think it's basically the effect we're going for. So there you go. Oversized suit of armour. which may or may not look exactly the same as if they were just wearing the armour. I think it's made a bit of a difference. But there you go. Right. Another name I'm not going to be able to pronounce. Astariel. So Asta is played by M. They are here in front of you. Again, I'm not spoiling anything. So I'm going to... so again, similar to Tom's Mini, we've got the fireball like right in front of the face. So when we spin the Mini, we're gonna obscure that face. I mean, I'm being generous when I do it. It's not there. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and maintain the pose, because I think it's quite clear that It's quite clear that M has put some thought into the pose that they want, so I don't want to ruin that too much, but I will obviously just try and get it so that they're shooting down a bit more rather than up. I mean, I don't know what they're aiming at, but just trying to unobscure that face a bit more. But that's kind of all I want to do, because yeah, like I say, they've chosen this pose, and it's working for them. So let's get on with it. It took me a little bit longer than I thought it would. Just trying to get those elbows more or less in the same place, so that they don't look quite awkward. But also, I don't want them to be identical, because I mean, who walks around with their arms perfectly mirrored, you know? I'm not even convinced I've got it completely there, but they're kind of twisting anyway, so I think that's all right. Next step is to get the hands rolling, because there's no point in me doing the thunderbolts if I'm just going to move the hand position. So yeah, next up, hands. Okay, hands are done. Now we can look at moving those firebolts around. So I think we're pretty much done. I don't think I could really have lowered the arms anymore. Get that shooting out in front pose. And we've played around with the lightning bolts to try and get them out of the face. Out of their face, sorry. That's everything I'm going to do. Okay, moving on to Vuck. Pretty hard for me to mispronounce that one, but I probably have anyway. Vuck is a Loxodon of some class description. They are pretty much in the pose that Ed wants. Oh, played by Ed. They are played by Ed. And Ed said that he's pretty happy with the pose. So, but did give two options. So this is one of the options that Ed suggested. I'm going to have a go at the other one, and I mean, we can always revert back. So, you know, see what one we prefer. The pose that I'm going to be trying is face raised, eyes closed, mace aloft, as if bathed in light. So yeah, I'm going to give that one a go, see if we can pull some lighting in. And yeah, we'll go from there. So this is something that works on a human face. Apparently doesn't work on the Loxodon one. If you move the eyes, you can often get a bit of a lid to appear, but it doesn't work on this, so I'm not too keen on the. So that's the other way to do it. Actually, looks quite good. Doesn't look awful, you know. Where the mace was before, we'd already had a lighting effect, so I'm just going to reposition that to give us the same effect we had before. Just upping the intensity there, just to make it a bit more obvious that we've got some lighting effects on, and positioned it a little bit more where the fire is, just so that it looks a bit more like the fire is what's giving us the lighting effect rather than some random source above it. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. There we go. There we have it. That is our full party. The Fracture group ready to head off on their adventures, wherever their adventures may take them. Thank you very much for joining us for this episode of Forging the Characters. I've been Shaun, and until next time, happy forging.